They're talking about another 14% increase. So it's a, it's a huge expense to maintain the system, to build a filtration plant, to move water around, and just moving water within a single building. The boiler turning on more frequently because you're not experiencing energy efficiencies. You're using more water and more electricity. So. And then again, along the lines of capital, my organization, as I said earlier, is very familiar with city, local, state, and federal programs. We have a very intricate knowledge of the tax abatement programs, weatherization, NYSERDA, the city's low-interest loan programs that are utilized on moderate income housing in the city. So. We help owners utilize those programs as well, which include and require that the owners pursue energy efficiencies. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Now, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to ask them one more of the questions that I think is on your mind, and we'll let everybody address that question, and then we're going to open up the floor. And you can ask whatever else you have on your mind that maybe I haven't covered. So I think that what I'm seeing here is that everyone has made a real effort to come out tonight, and everybody has a real interest and a passion and an intellectual interest in the green movement. But I think a lot of people feel unclear about how they themselves can get involved. So I think I would like everybody at this table to advise the group here on where do they see the opportunities? Where do they see action points for the professionals in this room to get involved in green? So I'm going to put you on the hot seat. I put Chris on the hot seat every time, huh?
Start from the other end this time. I'll go last.
Okay, Dick, you want to take that one, Dick? Okay. Okay, we're tired of putting the pressure on Chris.
Well, Chris actually made a comment earlier about pursuing knowledge, and indeed that is what you're doing here tonight. I was at a panel the other day that we spoke at, going over similar stuff, and it was a not-for-profit in the Bronx that owns about 1,500 apartments, 50 buildings or so. And they have been pursuing green technology, green efficiencies for some time. And I've always been interested in pursuing this, and it's a great thing to do. But I don't have tremendous knowledge depth that others do, that I experience across the spectrum. These guys had a water capture system for one of their buildings, like a 40-unit apartment building, that captures the rainwater from the roof through the gutters and leaders, and then it is funneled back in and used to flush the toilets. Now, I thought this was just a fantastic system, and I can't recall the exact impact that it has on the bottom line, but just think of the conservation and the positive impact that that has on the on the environment and again on the cash flow. They had a solar, and I found this very interesting. They had a solar thermal system on a roof that they had actually put on maybe 2 decades ago that had become antiquated. It had lasted a while, and it had more than paid for itself. But then fuel prices had dropped. Everyone's using the oil, and it needed repairs, and they didn't pursue it. Well, they found someone in the industry who was able to come by and repair it, and they're benefiting from it again, and other people are now installing more up-to-date systems, but this system is still working. My point is there is just so much information out there, decent things are happening, and to immerse yourself in it, if you're certainly interested in it, to the level that you have time and pursue it, it's going to make you more valuable in whatever endeavor you're pursuing. We have a diverse group here, and everyone I think is on the same plane, looking forward, wanting to pursue the green theme, and I just say learn as much as you possibly can. Thank you.
Since that was a very specific question, I think I'll answer it in a very specific way. And I made reference before of the 4 bills that are before the City Council right now. If these 4 bills as written become law, it will affect everyone in this room, whether you're a building owner, a developer, a construction manager, a licensed professional. They're 4 extremely important bills, and they will become law in some manner. So learning what they are right from the beginning, I think, makes sense to me. I think I had already mentioned the first one is about every building having to do an energy audit. So that means similar to the firms now that are doing commissioning and retro-commissioning, that's the sort of thing that your building would have to go through for the energy audit. The second bill is every building will be rated. So this is using the EPA's portfolio management. So just like when you go to the store to buy an air conditioner and it has a number on it, it's a rating, all buildings will all have a rating. And the purpose of this is to rate your building against other buildings. The third bill is every building that's in excess of 50,000 square feet will be required to do a lighting upgrade. And to show the energy standards and to show a 20% reduction in greenhouse gases. We're finding that the greenhouse gas emissions from lighting alone is enormous. And the fourth bill is right now you can get out of following the New York State Energy Code if you phase a project or if it's just a small piece of the total. You'll no longer be able to do that. No matter what size your project is, you will have to follow the New York State Energy Code. And for the upgrades, right now, the way the law is written, as a result of this energy audit, you have to show that you will be able to pay back whatever your expenditures are within a 5-year period due to energy savings. If you can't, then you won't have to do what's recommended. But I think everyone in this room, when you hear what these bills are about, you do need to become aware of what they are. Thanks.
As far as what we can all be doing, I mean, there's a number of different ways. Just from a personal level, I mean, you can vote with your dollar too. Be supporting other businesses and entities that are supporting green building practices or green practices in general. It all comes down to supply and demand. As more homes are built green, as more projects take on green initiatives, the cost is going to go down. It's just the way it works with supply and demand. So you can start there. Little things just in your home. It's some easy stuff like switching out light bulbs. I mean, a lot of people know these things. Getting energy audits, as was said here. Improving your knowledge. The more knowledgeable everyone is, the better quality everything's going to be down the road. People are going to be tailoring their projects to a more educated consumer base. You know, a lot of green building projects are sold to people who are generally better educated. Well, I fumble over my words here. Better educated because they're aware of what's going on. So as we get educated, we're able to meet our consumer demand more effectively. So get educated, get involved. If you can't get involved or don't want to get involved, at least spend your dollars in places that are going after the right thing.
I would stress education, but in light of a couple of statistics that I'll throw out. The first, green building in 2005 was a $7 billion market, and this was a McGraw-Hill study that they did, I think last fall, probably before the financial meltdown, but definitely before the stimulus, which I think is a game changer. So $7 billion market in 2005, projected to be a $60 billion market in 2010. And that's without the $30 billion that the federal government is putting towards state and local level energy efficiency.